Okay, happy New Year to everybody. 2019. My name is Stephanie.
And I'm Steve.
Nice to meet you. So we invited a lot of you on here. A lot of you also invited some friends or somebody that you're super excited about, or I'm assuming a lot of you are interested in knowing what we do. What is community-based marketing? What is Pruvit? How do I get involved? And so that's what we're going to go into. We're going to talk about the company that we got to help launch 3.5 years ago. We're going to talk about the products we have our hands on, but the global perspective and what does that look like, what it's done for our family. So just a couple little key house rules. We love to see your faces, so we love to have people interact. We say smile and have fun. If you have questions and you've never used Zoom before, there is a little chat box that should be below or on your phone. You should be able to click on a little button that says chat. Ask your questions in the chat spot, and we will get to those for sure.
That's perfect. So this will be a lot of fun for those of you who have not met us, or we haven't had a chance to talk with you. I'm Steve. I'm Stephanie's husband. And so what's really fun is we have 4 daughters. We get to travel all over the United States. Yes. We homeschool our 4 daughters. And really, what's really crazy is when I look back 3.5 years ago when we got introduced to Pruvit, it has completely impacted our life to where we're not only making a residual income, and we're going to talk about that later on and what it looks like to share this conversation, but we've truly been able to make a residual impact that's gone all around the globe. And so without further ado, we want to introduce you to some of our good friends. They just have some tremendous stories and they got so much value that they can add. And so the first person that we're going to ask to come on is Jenna. And so Jenna and CJ Gainey, what's so fun about them is they're here in the United States and she's got a nursing background.
Right, they both do.
And what's so fun is to see someone who has such an extensive background when it comes to nutrition and science and the human body, to take something where you could be an expert in that category, but yet turn this into such a fun and simple conversation to create an amazing business. So Jenna, if you are there, we would love to have you unmute yourself. Come on, tell us a little bit about what this product has done, what this community has done, and share a little bit about your story.
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
You are good to go.
Fabulous. And what an introduction. Like, what in the world? So I'm not really an expert, guys. I just know a little bit about a lot. That's it. And the beautiful thing about Pruvit is that you don't have to be the expert. Actually, it's best if we're not, right? Because then people will just come to you and ask you all these questions that you shouldn't even be really answering. It takes too much time. Anyway, not even what I was going to say. So my name is Jenna. I'm a registered nurse. We have been a part of the Pruvit community for about 8 or 9 months. And boy, oh boy, has it changed our lives. So my husband and I really thought that we were going to get this product to use mostly for our children or our child. And then we were like, whoa, it changed our lives. So before Pruvit, I would say that I was a tired, and he's over there. If you want to chime in, you certainly can, babe. But I was a tired, overwhelmed, there's a glare, moody, brain like not working at all, not functioning type of mother was I. Our relationship was a little bit ridiculous because of all of that. And listen, he had a little bit of some issues too. So long story short, we're introduced to Pruvit, we're introduced to ketones, and boy, has that flipped. And so anybody on here, raise your hand if you've never actually tried the ketones. Anybody? I know that there's at least 1 or 2 on here in my world. I can't see how many are on, but fabulous things that we're going to talk about in just a second. You know the power behind them. So my brain turned on. I'm a better mom. I have more patience. I'm parenting differently. Our relationship is great. Better mood, better energy, better focus, sleeping like a rock, all that jazz, right? So let's talk about the magic, if that's okay. Pruvit has a few products, right? And what we're going to focus on today is Max. So everybody's probably familiar with Max, but if you're not, this product gets you into therapeutic ketosis within 30 minutes to an hour. It is phenomenal. So all that better mood, that better energy, that better focus happens right away. So to have a product that you can get into people's hands and be like, shake, drink, bam, it works right away is absolutely amazing. This isn't something that you have to like force onto someone and be like, oh, but just keep drinking it for like 3-6 months. And then I think it'll start working for you, right? It works right away. It's beautiful. So the glorious thing about Pruvit is that, the product speaks for itself, right? But Pruvit is always one-upping itself. And we're definitely leading the market in this conversation, and I love it. And so what Max is going to be transitioning to this year, which is super cool, is NAT. And I'm probably backwards. So what is NAT? Dr. Andy Campitelli, if you guys aren't familiar with her, reach out to whoever invited you to this, and maybe they can tag you in this video. Dr. Andy Campitelli, I hope I'm saying her name right, talks about the difference between Max and Nat. And although I might know the difference between Max and Nat, I'm not going to sit here and pretend and give you a science lesson, or not pretend, but give you a science lesson on it. And neither should you. Just tag somebody in the video of Dr. Campitelli. So Nat, this is the world's only naturally fermented ketone. Absorbs quicker, still gets you into ketosis within. Can I stay under an hour, guys, or should I still say in an hour? I don't know, but it's a phenomenal product. Tastes the same as all of the Maxes. There are tons of different flavors. If you are somebody who, do you want to grab me the flavors and maybe the tea? So great product, ketosis, quick. There are additional products. Is there anything else I should say about Max and Nat, Stephanie and Steve?
No, I just want people to, this is what we're talking about. And if people love that, what it boils down to is this. A lot of you are on here going, we're going to talk about the community and the education that Pruvit provides. But what's great is if you love this product and if it's changing your life, guess what? You can share it and change your life in lots of different ways. And so I just wanted everybody to have a brief overview of what Pruvit has, and then we'll go into all the other things. So I know you're doing great.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Perfect. Okay, so yes, this is where the magic happens. Now there are additional products that we offer. There are this Better Broth. It has ketones in it, but the rest of the products we talk about don't actually put you into that therapeutic ketosis, right? But they help support your ketosis. Better Broth is amazing. We also have the Keto Calm tea, which is like a nighttime tea. It is also amazing. We have Keto Cream, which I don't have right here in front because I'm not perfect, right? And it is phenomenal in your coffee. It is so good. And so that helps people, especially who are embarking on a journey of trying to increase their fat. Super great to put in your coffee, tea, whatever. So incredible products. But here's the thing I want everyone to know who's on this Zoom. Everything that I just said about all of these, you don't have to know right off the bat. You don't have to remember right off the bat. Another beautiful thing, glorious thing about Pruvit is that they have flyers for everything. So literally you get a back office and you can just go to the download section, pull up the flyers, and boom, it's right there. So if anybody has any questions, I don't know what's happening to my Zoom, but if anybody had questions
Sarah.
about it.
Somebody decided to take over our screen, so hold on a second.
We need you to unshare your screen.
I think kick her off. So whoever's on there, sorry, we're going to boot you. That's the fun thing about Zoom. And
unless I'm good for perfect.
This is how we build our team as we get together. It's a lot of people that just honestly are passionate about the company, passionate about the product. And there's people who will hop on a Zoom that have never used Zoom, and then we boot them. And so,
in a nice way, of course.
Yeah. What? You can come back later, Sarah.
We love you, Sarah.
Yay, it's fixed. So, yeah, it's all fixed. It's all good. We're all done. But just know that you don't have to be able to ramble anything off about these. Pruvit gives you the tools. You have it in your download section, and that is it. It's a phenomenal product. Just get it in people's mouths, and boom.
I love it. So, Jenna, thank you for sharing 100%. That's the basics of Pruvit. We started with a product. Pruvit opened up the marketplace. So we would say they're the category king. Before, does everybody raise your hand if you remember when gluten-free just started and all of a sudden now everything's labeled gluten-free? Does everybody kind of remember that? My Egg McMuffin is gluten-free. Everything is gluten-free. So before Pruvit,
I don't know if the Egg McMuffin is gluten-free yet.
But what I mean
it's coming, though, I'm sure.
Keto now is a buzzword, but people quite don't understand it. They try to do the diet. They don't quite understand that there's a product you can drink that legitimately puts you into ketosis. This is where it started. And then what happened is
this is hard.
We're going to talk about this in a minute. But Pruvit truly leads with education. They could have just thrown a product out there and said, hey, guess what? Drink it, make some money, have fun. they actually backed up and said, what people need is value. What people need is education. So we've got tools to share with you. Chris and Danny Webb are going to hop on real quick, and they're going to share about the community behind Pruvit. We're going to have somebody else talk about the simplicity of sharing, and then we're going to go into what it looks like to really start a business. So Chris and Danny Webb, why don't you guys pop on real quick and share, what does the community look like here at Pruvit? Like, what does it mean to you?
Hey guys.
Hi.
So, for us, Pruvit it's not just about a product, it's about a community. And creating stickiness in your community and awareness. For us, it's about holding our community at a higher level. Like a lot of people, they say they want to go to the next level, but they don't have, sometimes they don't have the discipline to. So creating that stickiness within your community, you're held at a higher level and you're held at accountability by other people. You make positive changes in your lives. You stay we like to use the phrase, birds of a feather flock together, right? So you find somebody that's doing something that you want to do, you hang out with them and you keep striving forward, always punching up, right? So you're doing things together. Like for us, we're big OCR racers. We run marathons, half marathons. We're big runners and we're big in the fitness industry. So a lot of our tribe is fitness people that want to get better, faster, further, farther. So we go to races together. We stay connected together. We all drink ketones together. We all train on ketones, and we love the way they feel, that they make us feel, and go, right, babe?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, community has just been amazing. Is there anything else you want to say about community?
Nope. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, community is amazing. So developing your own community, number one, like we have and like we do, but also the community of Pruvit as well, being there, that actually offers something for everyone, which is great, because like Danny said, having that accountability is key.
Yeah.
And then switching a little bit to what Stephanie had touched on education, I think this part is huge because so many people feel like, well, I don't know enough.
Right.
And that's the beautiful thing about what Pruvit actually has, and what we're doing is we have the support of the community to provide the education. So I wrote down a couple things here, so I'll kind of go I'll go through them, and I'll try not to rapid fire so you can understand me. But Pruvit has their own Facebook page. Okay, so what you're going to find on there, like Jenna talked about, Dr. Andy, she has videos on there, right? So through Pruvit's Facebook page, you have access to all the education that you or anyone asking questions would need. You also have, not only that, you also have Pruvit's YouTube page. Again, you have videos, short videos. Promoter page. So you're going to get training and education on where to find these tools just from the promoter page itself. So that's another piece of the education. You have the Pruvit Now website, which is going to have all the links to more research. And people are asking specific questions. You also have the Keto Reboot. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of the Reboot, right? You actually have a Facebook Keto Reboot group with professional reboot coaches in there. They're going to help guide you and your customers and anyone who's asking questions, so you don't have to know everything. So that's what I really want to touch on, is that we don't have to be the experts. All of the education is there provided for us to just link with other people, which brings us to the last piece, which is your support team. You do not have to do this alone. When you aboard part of this community, is that you're not alone. And maybe you're at home and you feel alone, but you're not. You have a full support team that will help guide you and connect you with all of those things that I just touched on, to help answer not only your questions, but the questions that your friends are asking you.
Yeah. What's my favorite saying from Michael Rutherford?
Oh, it takes a village to raise a small child, and that's exactly what we truly believe.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
We are all small children, and then our friends and family are small children. We all get raised together. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love that. So we're out at a farmhouse. We're actually in Kentucky right now, and we're helping with some projects for Pruvit HQ. And we have unstable internet. So I thank you for all of you who are holding strong. Hopefully it's not jittering on your end. But you know what's so cool about what Chris and Danny just said is that this is something that we truly get to do together. And you're never isolated. You're never by yourself. And I think that's one part of Pruvit that sometimes is so often overlooked when it comes to community-based marketing. It is just that. It is a community. And like Jenna and CJ, like you saw, they were working together. Like CJ was delivering ketones to Jenna as she's sitting in front of the computer. What's so fun about this is you don't have to be the expert. Right. You get to keep it simple. You get to have fun. You get to keep it moving. You get to lean on people like Chris and Danny and Jenna and Stephanie and I. And like you work together with the person who invited you to the Zoom.
Right.
And what's so fun is together we're more powerful and together we move forward. And what's really fun is just seeing, like one of my favorite things is as I look at the people who are on the Zoom, and for a lot of you, I don't know you yet, but to see Chris and Danny and to see Jenna and CJ and really to see my wife over the last, for some of them it's been a year, for Stephanie and I it's been 3.5 years, but you don't just get ketones in the marketplace. Like It's not just about getting Keto-OS in the marketplace. Like what we have an opportunity to provide you is a platform and a vehicle that can take you around the world, that can educate you to a whole nother level. It can push you in the pursuit of better health, better finances, better relationships.
Right.
And it's just so cool that we get to do this. And so we're really excited. So Chris and Danny, thank you so much. It's been really awesome seeing what you guys have been creating in Lake Havasu in Arizona and just seeing the community. Because remember, everybody, like you may have found this through social media or you may have been introduced to somebody by Pruvit in person, but there's so many different ways that you can share this conversation. And that's what I truly, truly love about this. So without further ado, we get to introduce one of our last friends. Stephanie, do you want to introduce Joy?
So Joy, we're going to have Joy come on and just simply share her story and what she loves about how to share this. Like, what does it look like? I know we kind of briefly talked about you don't have to be the expert, but Joy, we love you. We just got to hang out with you for the last couple of days along with Danny. She came out. Our CEO, Brian Underwood, says 90% of life is showing up. Like, are you going to show up for yourself in 2019? Are you going to show up for your family? Raise your hand and go, I'm ready. I might be scared or nervous. Guess what? I don't have all the answers, but show up and make the decision. And so Joy and Danny showed up last week. We hung out with them. They got to be here, meet the CEO, and hear the heart behind the company again. So Joy, why don't you pop on and just share, like, what does it look like? And you've got a full-time job to share this conversation out and about in the community and just with people.
Yeah, thanks everybody for having me. Hi, Steph. Hi, everybody. So I'm super excited and jazzed up. I feel like I've been doing like Facebook Lives all morning because I'm so excited about what we did take away from Louisville last weekend. But so just a little bit about us. And my husband, Matthew Wright, is on here somewhere too. He's in the car. But so we are a combined family. We have 4 kids between the ages of 10 and 15. So we are super busy. I am an executive in a Fortune 100 company. So I don't have tons of time in my life, in my daily life, to focus on building a business. And quite frankly, there was no intention on my part to build a business. I started drinking this product actually a year ago today, believe it or not. And within 29 days, I knew that I had to share this conversation. And so for me in the beginning, it wasn't really about the financial piece of it. Like it wasn't about the opportunity. It was more about the inspiration that I got from a lot of the people that just spoke to you. You know, it was just waking up every day and feeling like I just want to be part of something bigger. I love my job. I love what I get to do in the company that I work for and the difference that we make in the world. I work in the pharma industry. But my husband and I were really looking for something like what can help us change our lives. And we found it. Like we found this thing. And so for us, and for, you know, Matt has a little more flexibility. He's now been traveling back and forth to West Palm Beach. The opportunities that our family has been given by being part of Pruvit this year has been amazing. But for me, it's all about how do I take this conversation and how do I fit it into my daily life? And for working moms, that's not easy, right? You've got to have passion for it. And so for me, I'm just called to it. So a lot of times for me, it's really early in the morning or it's really late at night or it's, you know, on my drive home from work, I'm listening to training calls. A lot of times I can't catch the live ones, but I'm listening to the recordings and every day I'm thinking about how can I add value and how can I help inspire somebody. And so Matt and I, we're on this journey to inspire our family. We're inspired by Steve and Steph and Danny and Chris and Jenna and CJ and, you know, everybody that we've brought in. And the transformations that we've watched our friends and family go through over the last 11 months have been nothing short of astounding. And so that's what gets us up every day to do it. And it's not hard. It just takes inspiration and passion. And you have an awesome, awesome team of people here to help guide you. So,
I mean, I love it. I think what I heard from you is this, and I would encourage everybody to think about, number one, if you've tried the product and if it's changing your life, they said it's selfish of them not to share it. If you have not tried the product, but you're going, I'm just looking at this as an opportunity, always get with the person when we're done that introduced you to it. Try it. Love it. We're going to talk about how to get in where you fit in, because what Joy talks about is this. You don't have to be a doctor or an expert. You have to have grit, hunger, and really, what does Brian say?
Like tenacity.
Like tenacity to do this. Like when you go to bed at night, who's on your brain that needs better, right? When you wake up in the morning, who are you going to share this conversation with? And how are you going to do it, right? We've got lots of avenues to do that.
And think about this. Our kids drink this product. So from kids up to the elderly, I don't ever want you to discount anyone.
Right.
I mean, Joy is an executive of a Fortune 100 company. I mean, think about that. She's pretty busy, but she sees the value in championing the ketone conversation. Right. You've got Chris and Danny Webb, who, I mean, they've invested
crazy athletes, and they're busy.
I mean, she's run a restaurant for 30 years.
7 restaurants. Today was her last day.
And
she's going full force. Pruvit.
All Pruvit. Like, and then you've got nurses, like people who are truly like pouring their life into saving other people's lives.
Right.
And then you've got, I mean,
I'm a homeschool mom.
I'm just letting you know, anybody can do this business.
Right.
And I just want to encourage you to never discount anyone, because our product is so versatile,
right,
and who it can help impact in such a way of better. And at the same time, by sharing this conversation with somebody, I can promise you for at least 12 years, we've been married for 14 years, for 12 years, we were searching for something, right? For such a long time. Since the very beginning we met, like we were always hungry for something better. And we were living paycheck to paycheck. We never went without, but we weren't able to live and give like we wanted to. And when we found Pruvit, we knew wholeheartedly that this was going to be the vehicle that was going to take us to where we wanted to go.
Right. No, I love it. So Joy, thank you for sharing. I think everybody that's been on here is amazing. So we're going to dive in real quick. We're going to talk about getting in where you fit in. So if you're on, you haven't tried the product, get with the person that invited you, try a 5 or a 10-day experience, or guess what? There's some promos we're going to talk about today. It's January 1st. I would say get with the person that invited you. It's 20% off. So every single Max product, say what flavor would I like, and go for it. We say what?
Well, I'm pretty sure we called the meeting on this being a promoter Zoom.
I know. I'm just saying there's probably people
kind of fired up right now.
So he's fired up. So when you talk to people, and if you decide to lock arms with us and join us, there's different ways that people can join. They can be a customer. We love customers. What I love about Pruvit is they're never going to force somebody to become a promoter
100%.
If they want to save money. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to change lives. We've got thousands and thousands of customers every single day drinking the product. Now, if you see the bigger picture and you want to join us, there's a promoter, right? And what does that look like?
A promoter is somebody who sees the value in what we're doing.
Right.
They see the value in drinking the product for themselves, but they see something that's an opportunity for other people to be a part of.
Right.
So I'm just promising each and every one of you, there will be a day where you will have a defining moment where something triggers inside of you, where you will have heard enough stories, or you will hear enough education and science at our events, because we lead with education, that you will sit there and you will say, I have to do something. Like, it's selfish for me not to have this conversation. I don't care where you're at. If you're at the gym, or if you're at the grocery store, if you're at the park playing with your kids, or if you're at a car dealership, like, there will be people that you will see who you know need to be a part of this. And that's what a promoter is. A promoter is somebody who says, you know what? I'm looking for better, not only for myself, but I want to share this with the world.
Right. And so we would just encourage you in this. Today, there's also, I mean, if you're going to join as a promoter, today's the day to do it.
There isn't a better day. Like, I'd say probably the 47 of you who may or may not be in Pruvit yet as a promoter, today's your day. And I don't want you to delay, because here's why. It's 30% off our Max Experience Pack. It's a killer deal. Like, it is a phenomenal deal. We didn't have that when we started. We started with one product, 2 cans, and a bunch of packets, and we got them in the marketplace.
We joined when we didn't even know if there was a business behind the product.
And with the savings of what a typical Max Experience Pack costs, like the amount of money you're going to save, I'm going to encourage you to do this. Get the Max Experience Pack, take those savings and reinvest back into yourself and get an Epic ticket and book your flight. Like, that's how much money you're going to be saving today by taking the Max Experience Pack and running full force with the person who invited you to this. But here's the coolest thing. With the amount of product that you get, it's not for you to just consume it all by yourself, right? It's about getting it into the marketplace.
Right. So the simple way, and I want to tell you, and what we're going to do is, if you decide to join as a promoter, we're going to have a different Zoom either tonight or tomorrow that talks about really easy, specific ways to share this conversation. You might love online. You might love to do person to person. You might have people over and just go, hey, try it. It doesn't matter, right? We've got all avenues. But the point of the Max Experience Pack is that you sell the 5 and 10 day experiences, because most people like to take the path of least resistance, but none of you do because you're on here.
That's right. I like
So
that.
the point of the pack is you may drink a little bit, but you sell it all to your friends and family, people that want to go, I've seen you. I've noticed a change or a difference. What is it? Right? Some of them might not go, I don't know which flavor I'm going to like. You get a variety of the flavors. You sell it to them. You do not give it to them because people do not value free. We walk you through how to do all of this. But today is the day to join. We've got some phenomenal, we're doing something called a Rhino Run. The company does fun promos every month. We do fun promos. And so just know that whoever you're joining with, like, we're here to lock arms with you. We will coach you. We will lead you. We will tell you what to do. We will get you outside of your comfort zone. We tell you, we commit to you, what you commit to us, right? So you want to go? Let's go. If you're like, hey, I want to share, but I'm going to work at my own pace, that's fine, right? Like, get in where you fit in.
That's rapid fire. I'm going to slow things down, and I think 2 things come to mind.
I'll breathe.
That's good. It's important to breathe, but she's taking inspired action. So 2 things come to mind. The first thing is, I commonly hear, sometimes I hear, this is expensive. That's a lot of money. And you know what? Rightfully so, you can say that. Here's what I want to encourage you, is that you are worth the investment. Look at this as 2019 is day 1 of a brand new business and a brand new you, and you're worth it. And the second thing that usually happens is like, I'm scared. I'm nervous. Like, I don't know if I could speak like anybody else who shared, like, I'm not a nurse. I'm not running Spartan races. Like, I'm not an executive of a Fortune 100 company. We were scared and nervous too. Anybody who tells you that they started a Pruvit business and they weren't scared and nervous when they got started, they're lying to you. I promise you. But that's where the power of a team comes into the place. That's where the power of the community comes into the place. Like, that's where it is so freeing to me to know that I have got doctors and experts and tools to use and people to connect with, that I don't have to do all the explaining. Right. All I have to do is know in my head that I've got a product that could truly improve some people's lives, that I've got a community that I know could truly take people and put them on the pursuit of better. And I just have to move that into my heart, move it 16 inches and know full force that you're worth the investment, to know that 2019 could be a pivotal year that can completely transcend your family.
I'm fired up. Let's do this. Sorry.
So I just want to encourage you that it is so,
preach it, babe.
it is okay to know that the Max Experience Pack is going to cost you some money, right? A lot of you just got done with Christmas and you may have spent more money than maybe you were planning. But here's the coolest thing, is that let's get resourceful as a community. Let's get resourceful as a team, and let's launch your freaking business, and let's take your business to a whole nother level.
I love it.
Because there's people that you know, that Stephanie and I, that Chris and Danny, that Jenna and CJ, that Joy and Matthew, like, that we don't know. And if it wasn't for you and the influence and the network and the people that you've poured into for your entire life, they need you. They need you. And we'll never meet them if it wasn't for you.
Right.
And so my encouragement for you today, our call to action is simply this, that we've got an amazing Pruvit Promoter Facebook group that we get to invite people into. We want to invite you into that. Our CEO, Brian Underwood, which actually this is his house that we're in right now, and I'm getting ready to go over to the Pruvit headquarters office. And I don't say that as like, ooh, look at us. I'm saying that as like, this is an opportunity for you to leverage us, to leverage the team that you're connected with, to get you in front of a company that's truly making a splash around the globe. Like, we are creating a legend, an iconic brand that I promise you will be here for a long, long time.
Right.
And so I just want to encourage you that the person who invited you onto this Zoom today, it's not because they're trying to sell you something. It's because they believe in you. And
Right.
my encouragement is believe in yourself and know that you have everything it takes inside of you to create something that is truly magnificent.
Right. So we appreciate you all. We want to honor your time. This is recorded. So if you've got other promoters that you want to join, like I would say today's the day to join as a promoter yourself. If you've got friends and family that you know need the product, they get 20% off as customers today. So like use us, get us. We tell people, get with the person that invited you, but use your team and we'll get you plugged in. So we appreciate you all. Anything else?
I just say act
We look
now,
forward to hearing from a lot of
because
you.
30% is going away today.
Yes.
And I'm going to take that away from you. Like it's leaving today. It'll cost you 30% more money to make the decision later on. And then there's some really amazing promos for promoters, existing and brand new, that are only for today.
Yeah.
So
just
take
chat with the person that invited you and we will
action.
give you all the info. So we
Take
appreciate you
inspired
all.
action.
We always say you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Have a great day, y'all. We'll talk to you soon. Let's go.